everyone and welcome back. Today we are cutting 2 pieces of seam opal from the Grawin fields from Lightning Ridge, Australia. We're hoping for a pair today. The reason I'll say that, and I'll put footage of the rough opal as I'm talking, but they sort of fit together like a puzzle piece. I can only assume that when it was being dug underground it was split by the digger, or it split whilst in the agitator as the dirt was being washed. So the reason we're hoping for a pair is because pairs are worth more. The reason they're more valuable is because pairs are rare to come by. Matching opal is an uncommon phenomena, purely because every opal is unique. And the fact this one appears to have split means that it was actually the same opal and it's just been cracked in half, which increases our odds to get a pair. So it would hopefully make a beautiful pair of earrings, or if it doesn't match, we'll just have 2 separate opal gems, which is fine by me. What we'll do is, once I've exposed the face on each of the opal rough, we will come back in and dop them together, and I'll explain what that is for those of you who don't know when we get there. At least that way I can explain what my thoughts and feelings are about them, whether I think they're going to make a matching pair or if we're just going to cut 2 separate gems. So we'll come back in after that's happened, just as a quick evaluation before we then obviously go and finish cutting and polishing the opal and seeing what the final result is. And of course we can't forget the lucky hat. We're going to start off with the larger of the 2 pieces of rough. My main goal here is just to expose the colour bar going all the way around, just so I can see exactly where the gem might sit. Just in a second here you'll see me take a double take, as I'm not too sure that I'm taking the opal down on the right side, but I decided sometimes you just have to go for it, and it worked out for the better. Just grinding all that unnecessary potch away to expose the face. Here is a large kernel of potch sat in the face of the gem. This isn't good news because now I have to try and get rid of all that potch whilst keeping as much of the colour as possible. So it's just using gentle hands on the wheel, letting the wheel do the work. I move over to a higher grit, just so it takes less of the gem away every time I touch the wheel. Here we move over to the second piece of rough, same again, just exposing the colour bar all the way around. This one proves to be a lot easier. Here I am just taking the face off, just trying to expose that face now. This one's coming off much easier. As you can see, each touch of the wheel, the colour comes out even more. Just a few more touches on the wheel and that face will be clean. There we are, all the potch is off the face and all that beautiful colour is finally exposed. Here is just some final pre-shaping before I dop the gems onto the sticks. It's a good thing I'm wearing my lucky hat today, because thankfully that potch mark came out of the face as much as it possibly could have. It didn't stay as a large big kernel. So we've got these 2 gorgeous little gems. They don't make a pair, but that doesn't matter because one of them just came out amazing. So this is the smaller of the 2. It's a pinfire pattern with just greens and blues. I'm going to make it into a little teardrop shape, purely because that maximizes the yield in the carat weight. The real winner is this one. This one turned out phenomenal. Orange, greens and blues. Great brightness on the gem, pinfire pattern which is highly sought after and is going to make a beautiful oval, perfect for a ringstone. Right, and we're back. It went pretty well, I like to think. One of them, the teardrop shape, was causing me some problems with that huge kernel of potch in the middle. The potch being the grey backing that's usually on an opal. It was coming up through the face. It took a lot of. I just had to put it aside for a bit. Take a look inside the stone with a torch to see how deep it went, and I realised that I could get 99% of that potch out of the face by going deeper, so I just thought, just go for it, and it worked. Good thing I was wearing my lucky hat, because the other one, the larger of the two, with the orange and the greens and the blues with the pinfire pattern, has turned out much better than I could have expected, so that's great. I'm super happy with that. It didn't make a pair, but I'm not gonna wallow over that sort of thing, purely because how well that other one turned out. If I had two like the larger one, I'd probably be dancing around, but again, I'm not going to fuss over it, purely because it could have gone a lot worse. So right now I'm just going to dop up some sticks. Dop is basically jeweler's wax. It just helps keep control over the stone whilst it's on the wheels, so you can get a nice cabochon on top of that gem. So I'm just going to dot these up. I might fast forward a little bit whilst I talk if I'm going to continue talking, purely because it can be a bit of a long process, just making sure that the stones are level, etc. Got to heat up the dot just a little bit, heat the stone up a little bit. A lot of people worry that heating an opal up will cause it to crack, and they're not wrong, but if you just wave it over a flame, it's sturdy enough to withstand that sort of heat change. If I left it in the flame, it'd splinter and start exploding, so I won't be doing that. Just got to make sure the gem is level, so when I'm putting the dome on it, it's nice and even. Perfect, that one. Número dos. Get that dome nice and level, make sure there's no dot sitting outside the stone, making sure the wax doesn't clog up my wheels, because that is a pain. Perfect, we're in business. That was a success. We didn't get the pair we wanted, but I'm not going to frown too much about that, purely because one of the stones turned out much better than I originally expected, so I'm going to take it as a win. The other one, a bit like last time, bit of damage control, but we made do, made a nice little teardrop type shape, but the oval is the real cream of the crop there. In terms of weight, let me get the scales. In terms of weight, I'm hoping for at least 1.5 carats out of the larger oval, purely because that one's going to be the more valuable one. Coffee break. Let's have a look. We'll go for the smaller one first, the little teardrop shape. That one comes in at 1.55 carats, which isn't bad. The bell of the ball, the oval, even better than expected. It's just shy of 2 carats, 1.95 carats. That's great, that's exactly what I need. So thanks for tuning in. Next time, just got some more rough on the way next time. I think we'll cut some knobby opals next time, and I'll explain what they are when we get there. But thank you very much for tuning in this time, and we'll see you in the next one. Hi folks, before we sign off for today, if you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate it if you liked the video. That way it gets recommended to more people. And if you want to tune in again next time, then just subscribe on the button down below. Thank you very much.